Blessings fam, happy new year. Have you been trying to make a perfect jollof rice, not sticky patty jollof rice for a get together? You are in the right place. Sit down with a juice and let's cook this rice real quick, and you're going to enjoy this recipe all the way. So this is the rice I'm going to be using from my previous jollof rice video. You already know how I wash my rice. That's what I'm going to be doing real quick. Then I'm going to put the link of that previous jollof rice in the description box. So, and this is 15 cups of rice. We're going to be cooking 15 cups, not hip hop kind of measurement. This is how I measured it. Let me wash this rice and let the cooking begin. And here, this is what we're going to be blending. Crayfish, this is how it comes here in the pack. I already used half. I'm using the whole remaining half today. So use crayfish the way you like. And that's Scotch bonnet pepper. Use it the way you like. And that's a whole one large onions. I already have 2 sliced out 2, so that's 3. This is the groundnut I'm going to be using. You can use the regular groundnut oil. It changed nothing, because this was the one I took out, the excess oil I took out from my stew yesterday. So let me show you guys something real quick. So this is a cooked tomatoes stored in the fridge. It was frozen, so I brought it out this morning. Now it has defrosted. So this is the tomatoes we're going to be using. It has already been cooked. This is the red bell pepper we're going to be using, already cooked. I'm going to turn these two combo together, tomatoes and red bell pepper. You can see the quantity that I'm going to use. So this is how I store them. So that when I'm pouring it in, you know what I'm doing. This is our onions. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in like so. So now the onions is in. I'm going to allow it to brown up. As soon as it turns a little bit translucent, we're going to add everything. All brown up. Don't pay attention to whatever is going on in the background. It's my son. I'm going to be introducing my fresh thyme and fresh rosemary. Look at that. Fresh thyme and fresh rosemary. If you ever find this fresh thyme and fresh rosemary, give it a try, guys. Now I'm going to be adding my bay leaf and curry. There is just this thing that comes with adding this thing during the time you're frying your onions. Oh my word, guys. Ooh, it makes your kitchen smell so heavenly. Bay leaf. Just use my curry powder like that. Use your curry powder the way you like. I'm cooking lots of rice. I promise that it's not going to be too much at all. Then introduce your salt. I'm introducing my salt. Can you perceive that? So now, you remember the combo, the pepper, the crayfish. So since they are fresh, they have to go in first. Because don't forget, the tomatoes and red bell pepper have already been cooked. So let's fry this one up. That's how you cook it, right? The jollof rice is simple. Let it simmer a bit, then we'll continue. So now, you know when you are stir frying something, you don't need to leave it on fire unattended to. You have to be on standby and be turning it. If not, it's going to get burnt. So now, I'm going to be introducing my garlic. Just going to grate it in like that. If you're not a garlic lover, like I always say, feel free to adjust all the ingredients that I normally use in my cooking. So if you don't like garlic, omit it, please. But I'm a garlic lover. Some are big and some are small, so I'm going to be using 10 of this. So now that we have the garlic in, I already give it a stir. I'm going to introduce my ginger. I'm not going to grate it or anything. This is how I'm going to just cook. This is how I'm going to cook with it all through the process. Once I am done, I will take it out. So let's go to marry together. Now it's time for us to introduce our tomatoes already cooked, homemade. Just like that. Pour in. Then introduce our red bell pepper. Look at that. Homemade, cooked. So like that, you just pour it in. It depends on the quantity of rice you are making. Since I realized that I'm going to be making much, I decided to add one more because I have lots of them. The last time you saw me, I got 2 cartons, so they are all stored in my fridge. I didn't bring this out, but I'll just place it like to defrost. It's no big deal. So like that. Then give it a stir. Ooh, that smells amazing. Don't forget what I said before. The fact that I'm not showing it always, that I'm giving it a stir, does not mean that I have stopped. I didn't stop. So I was checking it at interval and I was giving it a stir. That's what I've been doing. The frozen one is almost completely defrosted. I'm just toasting it. See the way it's looking? The whole oil is on top. Then you know that your stew is ready. So now that this combo is ready, we're going to be introducing our chicken stock. So you can use chicken stock, you can use goat stock. In my house, I use all this can for storage when I'm done cooking my chicken or goat stock. But today we're using, is this not even turkey stock? So today I'm using my turkey stock. I cook turkey and I cook chicken, so I can't remember if this is chicken stock or turkey stock. All of them are chicken, all dry. I rinse up all my blender and all that, that's the water. So before we start testing it, we're going to allow the water to boil up, let everything boil together, then we'll now test for salt and everything before we introduce the rice. That was hot. I'm just going to introduce my Maggi seasoning, chicken seasoning, and all-purpose, which is Goya. Use the quantity that is good enough for the amount of food you are cooking. Mine 2 teaspoons. So you can see in this recipe today we didn't use any tin tomatoes. If you love tin tomatoes so much, go ahead and use it. But if you want to try it and do without it, there are different ways to cook jollof rice. Don't stick to one thing. Try other methods. You might like this method better. So now I'm done stirring the rice. You can see that beautiful color and add water that is good enough to cover the rice. You see? So that's the amount of water we're going to be needing. Introduce a little bit more of this. We're going to go ahead and put the lid. So because it's the heat that actually cooks the rice. To avoid disaster, the jollof rice will soon be ready. I just go deep and drop butter there. Deep, drop butter there. Drop butter there. The rice is almost ready. You can start taking all this one out when you're cooking. You know your hand is always clean. So let me know in the comment section how many people you can feed with this. This is the one the girl is going to be consuming. Look at that, guys. If this is not a perfect jollof rice, what do you call a perfect jollof rice, guys? Super yummy. Super yummy. Look at that. Not sticky at all. Perfect. Thank you for watching. Peace. We out.